Hey guys, back again for the Soulmate Twin Flame Oracle reading for this week. Now, a lot of you have been having a really difficult time with Mercury retrograde this past month, and I know that this retrograde has been a little bit tough on a lot of people. And you know what? It's never easy. Twin flames, soulmates, divine partners, they go through a lot of miscommunications. Relationships in general, I always say, suffer the most when it comes to Mercury retrograde. So it's a good idea to understand Mercury retrograde and why it happens the way it does. You can, really try to put off any kind of deep discussions, deep communication, anything with, discussing the future of your relationship, because it's going to get worse if you keep trying to analyze it and trying to figure it out, because it's like digging deep and deeper. You're never going to find a solution during Mercury retrograde. So, try to understand that. And in every retrograde when it comes, each time it's a little different. Being Mercury into Taurus and then Aries, it's a time when, a lot of discussions and a lot of family life is being brought out, because Venus, Mars, it's a tough time. But, you're going to get through it, and you have to just focus on that and not look at, anything else besides getting through it. That's what I do. Like I said before, I gave some tips about, getting through it, going back to the old projects, because it really does help. I mean, you really focus your mind on, I'm going to get to that, that old project that I've been putting off for like ever, and I'm going to get it done. So you start focusing your mind, you're going to get it done. Okay, so let's get into the reading. Okay, I've shuffled the cards and I've asked the angels to give us guidance and what we need to know and learn about in our lives in order to get through this week, to connect with those who are meant to be with us in our lives, and even to find ourselves at peace with a certain situation. Now, I've used the daily guidance from your angels oracle cards, and this is a very beautiful deck and a very powerful deck at the same time. It's one of my go-to decks. Okay, so the first card, be honest with yourself. Okay, now, as you can see, the angel has to come to terms with things. She has to come to terms with herself. It's more about she's trying to figure out where she is in her life. And, having strength to be honest with yourself sometimes is like a process in itself. And it's a challenge just to actually put everything out on the table and, be honest with yourself. Are you manifesting into a higher level? Are you finding yourself where you need to be to grow, to move forward? This is something that, because it is like right now, it's a time with, coming into the spring energy, summer, or if it's fall and winter, whatever it is, it's a new season. It's something that we are preparing ourselves. But if we're not growing and if we're not opening ourselves to a new horizon to enter in our lives, we are not going to grow and find ourselves in a peaceful surrounding. So this is a time when you need to totally be honest with yourself. Is that person in your life really somebody that you can find yourself to be with for the rest of your life? And I mean, sometimes you have to examine that person, and sometimes you have to look at where you're at in your life. Now, if you don't have no deep passion and you don't have no deep spiritual connection with that person, why are you with this person? Why are you continuing to keep a relationship going when you're not growing? You're actually at a stalemate. Now, when you're honest with yourself, you're also looking at, when you do have a spiritual connection with someone, does this person feel me? Maybe you have to have a sit down and, talk about things and, really grab a hold of what is in your heart and open yourself to this person. Because if you don't let go of something, even, when you're in a relationship and you're not letting go with what is truly in your heart, you're not being honest with yourself. You're actually holding back. And you wouldn't want your partner or your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever relationship you're involved with, you wouldn't want them to be like this with you. You need to really establish an honest and true relationship, no matter how much there is excess baggage that you're holding on to, because it doesn't matter who's right, who's wrong. I mean, sometimes you're holding back because, he or she is not being honest with you. So why should you even take that step? Everybody has, their reasons. And you know what? I'm not here to argue with you or, debate on what is right and what is wrong. But, this angel is saying that, she's going to be honest with herself. She's really going to look at the truth that's in her heart, looking at the situation and admit it. Admit it, because then you set yourself free. And you know what? When you set yourself free, then you can move forward. And when you move forward, that's a higher level. When you're, in a negative situation sometimes, even if you're away from that person, you have to be honest with yourself. You have to let go, and just see where your life is headed, because there's a lot of energy that you may be holding on to. And if you don't examine it, you never will. Okay? So let's go to the next card. Laws of attraction. Law of attraction. Okay. I know a lot of you know what the law of attraction is, and I'm not going to explain it to you. But as you can see, and in this picture, there's an angel giving, her heart. She's giving it in abundance. Let me see if I can zoom up on that. And this angel has wisdom. This angel has love. This angel has all the animals around her. Oh, these animals are so loving to her. And she's drawing them near to her. While she's drawing them near to her, it's not because she's an animal, a trainer or anything, but she's actually thinking of the positive. She has love in her heart, and she has another animal in her hands. I believe that's a deer. But whatever it is, it's an angel that possesses positivity. It's an angel that has the love of light in her side, in her light. It's in her. As you can see, she's glowing, and she's got this beautiful halo around her. This is basically what you need to have. I mean, not to have the animals, obviously, but to have that light deep inside of you, to have that light growing and magnifying deeper and deeper, because everything is amplified. And if you allow negativity, past situations, negative situations, and if you allow them to dominate your life, you're never going to attract the positive energy in your life. When I say positive energy, I don't mean just, we're all going to be, smiling and happy and, we're all a bunch of cheerleaders. It doesn't work that way. You have to really work on yourself on a daily basis to get there. It's kind of like, when you're working out, when you're exercising, you're doing this with your spirit. You're doing this with your mind. It's self-control, but it's also focusing your mind that you want to be happy. You don't want to be unhappy. If you keep looking at the glass half empty, the glass is going to be empty completely. And no matter how much the glass gets full or 3/4 full, or, we're right up to the brim, you're still going to find a way to say, well, yeah, it's going to get empty again. You can't look at things so drastic in that area, because there's a good and bad. There's, it's a balance, and, you have to accept things for what they are in your life. I mean, maybe you're not happy with that person in your life. Maybe that person is making you unhappy, and you're living, a life that you're not being honest with yourself. Okay. So this is a time to, draw out everything in your life and figure it out. Do I want to spend the rest of my life with a person that doesn't make me feel fulfilled? You have to figure that out. I mean, I'm not saying to get separated or anything, but you have to focus on your life. You have to focus on what you want and go with it. Also, if you're alone and you're not, getting out there enough, like we talked about before, you're preventing the energy of light to come into your life. Getting out there, meeting new people, just in casual relationships, just friend relationships. The whole idea is to have an abundance of, being sociable with people, because we express energy and give energy and feel energy. And if we don't have this energy I mean, it's part of our life. We need to be ignited. Sometimes it's nice to just, be around people that you care about, instead of being by yourself. I feel like there's a lot of people out there that are really holding back. I feel like there is someone out there that is not giving into, what their heart is telling them, and they need to follow along with what the truth is. And that's being, again, honest with yourself. Are you living your life completely? Are you fulfilling what your heart wants in life? Maybe not. Maybe it's a time to reassess everything. We're still, at the tail end of Mercury retrograde, and we're going to be ending soon. But when we, come to terms with things, we revisit, and then we re-examine and we review, our life path. Sometimes we don't make the right choices, and that goes for me. I mean, we all fail, and we're not perfect. We're far from being perfect, but we try our best to get to a goal. If that goal doesn't happen this year, maybe it'll happen next year. But you have to have an optimistic, feeling towards it. If you don't, it's never going to happen. You're going to be at a stagnant area, and guess what? Things are going to feel like they're just getting, harder and harder and more difficult. And before you know it, you're so tired, you don't even want to try. People are not coming towards you. People are not drawn towards you because they don't want that, because you can see it right now in other people. If there's someone that seems to be not with with the program and positivity, that is, you're going to say, wow, something's going on with that person. Maybe you might say, is everything okay? Or maybe you might say, I better stay away from that person. They look like they're having a bad day. I mean, you can do both. Not saying one is better than the other. Sometimes people need time. But when you continue to do this to yourself and you continue to, focus on the glass half empty, like I said, it's going to create, a bigger place where you're going to just want to come home and just put the covers over your head and not go anywhere. You don't want to feel like everything is just falling down and nothing is ever going to get better. So I strongly advise the laws of attraction. You can, go on my website. I have plenty of articles about bringing in positivity, positive energy. Also on my social media sites, if any of you follow me on Facebook and Instagram, you'll see, and Twitter, I do post a lot of, inspirational, positive quotes with positive affirmations. I really feel that they help. I mean, on a daily basis, if you're giving into, love and light and bringing it into your life, you know what? You're going to have that steady, protection around you, and you're not going to allow the negative energy that is around also to bring you down, because you can look at it in, both ways. Okay, so let's go to the next card. Notice the signs. Okay. Now, this is a card for relationships, a card for people coming together, people wanting to come together. It's basically the signs that you need to focus on. Spiritually, we all get like, different types of signs. Not everyone is going to get the same sign, but I guarantee you're seeing them and you're not even paying attention to them. Because when you start to focus and, keep yourself open to these signs, something beautiful happens. You start to understand them and you start to embrace them. And it's like, like second nature. It's like you just know that is a sign from heaven above, and it's something that you have to pay attention to. I like to write them down. I have them in my happy planner. Each day when I see, different types of signs, I'm going to write them down so that I know that I've, uncovered something. And it's key. Sometimes you might even get, signs in your dreams. These are, like more like visual signs that, like they seem to be coming at you in a way where, this must mean something. I have to look into this. I have to analyze it. You know what? Sometimes you can, but I advise not to. I advise to just write them down and notice the sign. Many times when we're coming together with a soul partner, we tend to see, the numbers, especially with twin flames, 1111. I see this all the time with a lot of people. They don't know why they see 1111. They don't know why they see 222s. The sequent numbers just keep going on. Each of them have meanings. They're ascending numbers, and many times they're like the angels giving you a divine message. You have the resources to look them up because there is many meanings behind all the signs. I strongly suggest that you pay attention and you don't just dismiss them, especially when you're about to come together with your divine partner, your twin flame. You're going to see them like constantly. And maybe it's not going to happen right then and there for a divine union, but it means something is happening, something is stirring up the pot, something is stirring up, the spirit senses that you are being worked on right now. So you need to work on yourself in the meantime, okay? So let's go to the last card. Release and surrender. Okay, let's put this card up. Okay, as you can see, this is a very, very beautiful card. This angel, this powerful angel, is releasing and basically just, accepting the blessings of love and light. It's a time to embrace. It's a time to not be so hard on yourselves, not be so judgmental on yourself. Sometimes we are our own worst critic when we come down to, it's never going to happen, or we're never going to find our love that we want in our lives, because nothing is by accident. Remember that. This is part of your goal. This is part of your life. You're releasing, and purging out things that are not meant to be in your life. You cannot connect with your twin soul if you're still searching and seeking and trying to find answers. It's not going to happen, because you have to work on yourself, at the same time release it. Once you surrender, it's a beautiful feeling. If you're finding yourself feeling as if everything is just, crumbling down on you, negativity is just, it's getting worse. Your problems seem to be getting worse and worse and worse. Well, they probably are, because you're attracting the negative energy, and when you attract the negative energy, how does anything ever get better? I mean, you're just, getting rid of all the blessings that could be coming to you, and you're just pushing them all away and saying, no, I don't want that. I'd rather look at my negative path instead of my positive path. So we have choices. We're on this narrow road, and we can go either to the left or we can go to the right. Not that the right is any better than the left, but if you choose a side to go on, and you choose the side, you chose the side to, dwell on things and be negative, I guarantee you're not going to find the beauty and abundance of love and light into your life. So this is why I highly recommend that, the laws of attraction helps with all relationships, soulmates and twin flames. In order for them to come together, always remember, they need to be drawn towards each other, and maybe, you are apart from your soulmate. Maybe it's been like X amount of years you haven't communicated, or you haven't been close. Guess what? If you're still working on yourself and you're still not finding that positivity, this is probably the main reason why you both can't, see eye to eye. If there's a lot of destruction of arguments and things that are happening between you two that just doesn't seem like you are in harmony anymore like it was many years ago, it happens to be because you are not, seeing eye to eye, because you're not in the positive direction. So try this little bit of, bringing positive joy into your life. There's books on the law of attraction. There's many articles out there. Like I said, you can check my blog out. I mean, this is like ancient. This is goes back many, centuries ago, that the laws of attraction are foolproof when it comes to uniting with the soul connections together as one. So overall, it's just being honest with yourself, letting go of things that just do not serve a purpose in your life, and, just releasing that part of you that just doesn't want to accept. The law of attraction, start practicing it more. Sure, you probably know about it, and maybe you have the book, and maybe you have the movie, but if you're not practicing it, if you're not using it on a daily basis, I'm not saying to read the book every day, you can, but if you're not focusing on a positive affirmation, positive quotes, you're never going to achieve the positive energy to bring in your life, the positive energy to be brought into your life, I should say. Noticing the signs, this is a sign from the heavens, from above, that's giving you a confirmation that this is something that is going to happen. This is something that is being brought to you, that you need to pay attention. You need to be alert. Something with, your soul bond is finally coming together. And then finally, release and surrender. Just let it all go and, feel the love that's in your heart, because our heart is made with love. We are made from God, and God is love. So you know what? Take this with you and just really try to focus and meditate on it. And I guarantee you're going to feel a lot better if you start doing this. Okay, so I hope you found this video helpful. And if any of you need a private session reading with me, the links are below, and you can check out my websites, my blogs. I have many, many articles. Also, I have other videos about soulmates, twin flames, and divine connections. If you have any questions, you can post them in the comments area, because I do check every day and I will get back to you. If you like my video, I hope you can give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. So until next time, I wish you guys all a lot of peace, love, and light. God bless.